Here are my note cards. Here's my audience. Hello, my name is Danielle Warren, and today I'm going to do my demonstration speech. Making yeast rolls may seem like a difficult task and one that only a well-seasoned grandmother can do. That is what I thought as well until I tried the process for myself. With just 6 simple ingredients, you can make something delicious, and it helps you to be in control of what ingredients you are consuming. The 6 simple ingredients are 2 cups of water, and you want this water to be just warm to the touch. Then you're going to have 1/4 cup of honey. You are going to have 1 packet of active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 4½ cup flour. It's going to be the bread flour, unbleached, all-purpose. You also may need another 1/2 cup to 1.5 cups of flour during the actual mixing process in order to make sure that it's not sticky. So the average cost of bread at the store is around $2.75. While this may seem like cheap, it actually isn't over time. And if you buy all the ingredients to make your bread, you're thinking that's expensive. But if you keep making your own bread, that cost is gonna actually be cheaper. So the materials that you're going to need is a bowl, if you're not going to use a stand mixer, or a stand mixer if that's what you choose. I personally like a stand mixer, but for this demonstration I chose to use a bowl because it's not as noisy. And if you use the bowl, you're going to need some kind of mixing utensil, and I have a bread whisk. You'll need a bench scraper or a knife. I chose this, and that's just to divide your dough and everything. You're going to need a bread pan, and you're going to need some kind of pan to put your yeast rolls in. All of these ingredients make other things, so that goes back to how it's cheaper. Not only can you make bread, but you get yeast rolls out of this, or many other things with these simple household ingredients. Not only is it going to benefit you financially, but it's going to benefit your body because you're in control of the ingredients that you're consuming. Alright, so process is pretty simple. So to start, I have the 2 cups of water, the 1/4 cup of honey, and I mixed it together. And then I added the packet of active dry yeast. I went ahead and did this process because it does take 10 minutes to do, and for time's sake, we went ahead and did it. Once you have that all combined, you want to take your 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to dump it in. And then you're going to take your salt, and you're going to put that in too. Be careful, don't make a mess. Then I like to go ahead and mix that up personally. And then you're going to add your 4½ cups of flour. I went ahead and got 1½ cups out to save us a little time. So there's 1½ So let me go ahead and get the 3 other cups in here. I kind of like to level out the flour There's 2.5. And then we're gonna get 3.5. And then this will be our final one for 4.5. And you're gonna wanna mix that up and keep the flour near you because, like I said earlier, you're gonna need it again. And I kind of like to do just this back and forth and then kind of like chop at it, I guess you would say. That way you can really get the flour down in there. Making bread is healthier for you. So whenever you're buying store-bought bread, there's a lot of preservatives in that bread. And whenever you're making your own bread, you're in control of the ingredients. So there's a bunch of different bread recipes, so it's all just in what you prefer. And this is getting really shaggy, and that's kind of what you want. And once it gets to this point, I just use my hands. That way we can really knead it good. You really want to make sure you're incorporating all of it. So store-bought bread has 20 ingredients. I don't know about you, but 20 ingredients seems like a lot. And whenever you're making this bread, it only contains the 6 ingredients. You're gonna mix this dough, and it's a little sticky, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another 1/2 cup of flour to the mixture. And you're gonna wanna knead that again. It's kind of like maybe Play-Doh if you've never baked, is what I would express it as. And this process is a little messy, but it's all good. All right. So, you're gonna normally knead it for about 8 minutes. With the stand mixer, it does go by a little quicker. And when you're doing it with your hands, it is more like physically exhausting, but honestly, you can sometimes mix it better whenever you're doing that. All right, so you're gonna ball it up and put it in a warm spot for 2 hours. So once it has risen in that warm spot for 2 hours with a cloth over it, you are going to punch it down, but since we don't have time for that, we're going to go ahead and skip that. But if you make it into your shapes and put it in the pans, you'll bake it at 350 for 20 minutes for the rolls and 30 for the bread. In conclusion, making this bread is healthier, cheaper, and it helps you to have a better tasting bread. By mixing these simple ingredients, you can make something great. Thank you.